Hey, what's the deal, YouTube? It's your girl, Miss Honey. Welcome back to the channel, everybody. Welcome back. It is your girl, Miss Honey, here for another Queen Sugar review. I am super excited about this episode because it was a doozy. Okay, without further ado, I want to welcome all of my old and new subscribers. I want to welcome you to subscribe if you have not already subscribed to my channel. I promise you won't regret it. Don't forget that thumbs up button. It's like saying, hey, Miss Honey, as well as comment down below. Y'all know we love to banter down below. Let's talk about it, okay? Let's do this. This is episode 8, and it is called All the Borders. We pick up with Charlie being actually at the scene of the fire. The mill has been fully engulfed in flames. We see these large, almost like chimneys. They're like chimneys. They're billowing smoke. I mean, you can tell that the building had been completely engulfed. I mean, structurally, in terms of the frame, it seems like it's still there. But the meat, the guts inside of the meal have just been consumed in the fire. Charlie is stunned. She's stunned. She's almost in this state of shock. She's got Micah on one side of her, Ralph Angel on the other. Romero is standing behind her, and he's got his hand on her shoulder. We see Kiki run through, and Micah! You know, she was real bitter-like with Michael. You know what I'm saying? And when she thought Michael might have been in that meal and may have been in that fire or hurt in some sort of way, she said herself, I'm going to stop playing around, go get my man, baby. And she go running back to Mike and hugging him up and loving him up, and she just so glad he is safe. Along comes Nova. That's my sister. She busts in. Ralph Angel looks over his shoulder and see Nova coming, and he look at Charlie and he's like, I ain't even got it. I ain't even doing it. Yeah, your boy's not doing it. Sorry. Nova's like, I got here as soon as I could. And Charlie is like, what? Michael's like, I called her. She is family, isn't she? Not now, Micah. Not now. Charlie go to open her mouth. Fire marshal walks up. She talks to him and gets the 411. Well, it definitely looks like arson. We got signs of an accelerant. We got multiple points of origin. We got weird burn patterns. Okay? Definitely arson, and you can definitely depend on the police to get involved. I know you don't mean St. Joe's police. Okay, I know for a fact you don't mean St. Joe's police, because St. Joe's police is busy around there at Ralph Angel farm framing perfectly innocent people who trying to get their life together. But okay, all right. They turn to leave. They finna go around there to, well, Charlie asked them. She said, listen, what took y'all so long to get here? Which is what I was saying. How y'all go around here to this plantation where the kids, a candle has gently set fire to a dog, to a doggone slave house, and it took y'all nearly 30 minutes to get over here to see about a fully engulfed sugarcane mill. Well, we never got the alarm. A civilian let us know. A civilian? Oh, okay. A civilian let us know. So she said, I have fire alarm. Your fire alarm had been disabled. She said, we get those regularly checked. They're not working, Charlie. They're not working because they have been disabled. I mean, she coming to terms with all of this. Her and Ralph Angel decide they're going to go over to Francis's. They head off to get in the pickup truck, and Nova is running behind. Charlie, come on now. Let's think about this before we act too rationally. I'm like, let's? We? Irrational? Nova, go home. Go back to Philly. Go back to Atlanta. Go back to Octopussy, a.k.a. Dr. Octavia. Go and do all of those things. But get away from me with this. Get away from us with this. Charlie say, how dare you? You don't get to tell me about that. About how to think before you act. her down. Gets on in the car. Heads on up the road. Right? Okay. Then we get to see Aunt Vi work. Okay? Aunt Vi standing in the diner looking pretty as you please. And she having her a little soft serve. She got her a little dish. And she got that soft serving. I mean, she is... In walks Sam Landry, and she keep right on doing it. He say, "Hey Vi, how you doing? You look good." Vi say, "I did not summon you down here to exchange pleasantries." I said, "Summon? Summon? Huh? Oh, come on through, Vi. Where this Vi been, huh? Where this strong vibe been? Where you been, Vi? We been looking for you, girl. We been looking for you ever since Jimmy Dale showed up." Vi tells him, "What the hell were you thinking? Listen, Vi, I ain't got nothing to do with this. You know, I'm all bark and not bite. You know, this not even my style. I don't care nothing about your style. It might not be your style, but it's your people style. Okay? Now, I didn't call you when they tore up my place over here because I can see about me, but this my family, and I will not have it. Okay? So what I need you to do is get with them dogs you lying with and put them on they leash." Now, Vi, you know I can't... Sam Landry? Vi, this is bigger than me. This is bigger than me. This is above my head. This is above me. Vi said... "Sam Landry, I'm calling in that favor." Baby, when I tell you it looked like somebody put their imaginary hands on his thin Mr. Burns-like shoulders and sat him down. The way he sat down, it seemed like he had two giant elephants on each shoulder. Just, he sat down like... shooketh. He was shook to sit. Okay? And he said, I'll try my best. I mean, he seemed afraid, frightened. Ooh, Vi. Baby, you done had a ram in the bush all this time. All this time you done had a ram in the bush. Must be more to the story, huh? Okay, we're gonna talk about it. She said, no. I didn't call you over here for tries, boo. Okay, get it done. He don't say a word. And Vi keep right on eating. I said, now where was this Vi? Where was this Vi when Jimmy Dale, okay, was around here tearing your whole family apart? Breaking up your love thing with your husband, with Hollywood, with our man. Where was this Vi? Oh, maybe because she ain't got nothing really on Jimmy Dale. What she got on Sam Landry must be big enough to tear his empire apart. What could it be? Okay. Let's keep going. Charlie and Rock go over to Francis's house. Okay, and she had Rock. Now, mind you, Charlie looks a little weather beaten. She been around there all night long at the mill while it burned to daylight. Now they learned that it's arson. She running into Nova. She over there. She got on some slides. Y'all hear what I tell y'all? She got on some slides. Okay, they ain't house shoes, but they thin as house shoes. Just some old slides. Okay, people call it now. They call them flats, but they slides, baby. You slide your feet into them and you slide all around. And she went in there click-clacking with them slides, baby, and slid on in there and told Fran. When Francis saw her, she said, "Oh, Charlie, I heard, and she said, you set my meal on fire. And Frances said, Charlie, I was about to call you. She said, what era is it, Frances? Oh, I want to get my spectators on because I really want to read this for y'all. She said, what era are we in, Frances? Frances say, I didn't have anything to do with it. Well, who you'd have me to believe it was Frank Miller, huh? Or someone else at the some other crony at the Old World Energy. Now y'all know Old World Energy spells out O-W-E-O, as in to owe someone, to be beholden to someone, to be indebted to someone. Oh. Somebody else down there at the Old World Energy? She said, Charlie, you're not thinking clearly. Charlie said, you would let them contaminate and tear this land asunder? You would do that? Just for a check? Well, not too long ago, Charlie, you wanted that check. You wanted to be a part of that check. You wanted to get your piece of the pie too. Charlie ain't hearing that. She is not hearing that. She is not letting herself be skewed. And then Frances say, when I think about the sisterhood, Charlie said the sisterhood. She said, cut the act. 'Cause I see you. Not because I see you. She said, 'cause I see you. Boy, when I tell you that thing set Frances' soul on fire, she said, how dare you come in here and talk to me and question me, gal? I love everything about this land and everything that this land yields, including the sugar cane. It's in its most beautiful form, all refined and milled down to a pure white sugar. Charlie started clapping. There it is. There it is. There it is, your old lily white self-privilege. Okay? Frances said, I did not burn down your mill, but I am glad that it happened. Put you in your place. Ooh, I said, this one right here, I'm sorry. She needs a good windmill. I don't understand how Charlie kept from scratching her eyes out. All she had to do was slide her foot gently out of them slides and go to windmilling on her. I'm glad they did. You came here, moved here infecting St. Joe with your nouveau riche sports money and your sex scandal. You ain't nothing but an upstart mulatto gal trying to be white, but I guess that's your mother's fault, okay? And Frances stood back a little bit, cause Charlie meant business. Frances took a half a lean back, and Charlie took 2 leans forward and said, "You do best to keep my mama's name out your mouth." Okay, she ain't proper, Charlie, right now. She ain't got nan bit of proper in her right now. Right now, she this close to stepping in. I'm talking about physically stepping in Frances's ass. She mean business. Charlie is fired up. She is so angry. Now let's talk about this word upstart. Because when she said it, I said to myself, upstart? I thought she was gonna go with uppity. But let's talk about it, okay? Upstart is a person who suddenly comes into wealth or high position, especially who behaves arrogantly, okay? Uppity means self-important, arrogant. She called her uppity. She called her uppity. She said upstart because she wanted to throw the money in, baby. But she calling her uppity. She calling her uppity N-word, essentially, right? But let's go on. Let's get into this now. Charles said, you best keep my mama name out your mouth. She said, you ain't nothing but poor white trash. She said, who try as she might knows that she will never ever be more than what she has always been. Irrelevant. When I tell y'all, Frances was stunned. She was stunned because y'all know that whole time she grooming Charlie and trying to woo Charlie in an attempt to keep her enemy close, you know, her friends close, but her enemies closer. She revealed a lot about herself. The fact that she feels inadequate against the boys, mainly her brother Sam, and how her daddy treated her in comparison to Sam and the other boys, and how she felt like she wasn't important. That's how they started this whole sisterhood thing out. And so when Charlie said this, she was stunned because she realized when she say I see you, she's saying I see you. I see you. You still trying to make people, the men in your family, believe that you are forced to be reckoned with, that you are just as smart and as cunning as the boys are, but you still irrelevant. You are more irrelevant now than you have ever been, and it cuts Frances coming and going. To be irrelevant, to be irrelevant, especially even in your own family, after you have laid bodies out on behalf of your family to impress your family. Oh yeah, she cut her deep. She cut her deep. Charlie said, why would you even bother with this rules of sisterhood? Frances say the same reason you did. The art of war. Keep your friends close and your enemies closer. Charlie also asked, you're the one that sent Jacob after me? And Frances say that was his own weakness, just like most of the men in this family. They're weak for your kind. Oh yeah, they run off and dabble, but they always come back. And that, my dear, is why you will never ever win. Jacob, Sam, they're all the same. Oh, Sam Landry. Sam Landry dabbled in the melanated ponds. Okay, so ain't that got something on Sam? Something so devastating that she is able to call in a whole full-on favor that would even make him consider going to war against old world energy, trying to stop them from fracking up the land and running a highway through it. He considering it. He gonna do his best. Charlie said, you know what? You're outdated, Frances. And you're too basic and blind to realize it. I almost feel sorry for you. Almost. Storms out. When she gets in the truck, back in the truck with Ralph Angel, she is shaking. She's so angry. She's so angry and upset and tired. Ralph Angel said, Charlie, you did good. You did good. And I got most of it. Well, on his phone, he done recorded Frances talking, right? Then we see Nova. Nova comes into Aunt Vi's. And she looking around for Aunt Vi, and Prosper sees her. Prosper says, Nova. Nova comes over. You seen Aunt Vi? Hey, Prosper, you seen Aunt Vi? And says she's not here. And she go to hug him, and he seemed like he jumped a little bit. I don't know if that was editing or what, but he did seem like he jumped a little bit. They sit down and she decides she wants to talk to him. Y'all know Nova's been putting herself first for quite some time now. Nova says, I've been upset with them. She says, but I always treated them like family. She says, am I wrong for thinking they would have called me? Nova, let's just go back over that sentence. You got 4 eyes and 3 them or theys. It's more you that you worried about. It's more you that you're worried about than them. This shows us that you are not ready. You are not ready, okay, to get down to where the rubber meets the road. You're not quite broken yet, Nova. You still concerned about mostly you. What you would do. That you are upset. Prosper don't even address it. What he want to talk about is what she wrote about her daddy in the book. He said, now before he was your daddy, he was my friend. Okay? We had times when we would walk those fields and wouldn't even say a word to one another. Okay? And I remember that night that you're talking about. And Nova said, did he tell you about the guy, the man at the bait shop? Nova, you grown as hell. You grown as hell. Shut up and listen. He said, yeah, I was there when the man came to the farm and was seeking to do you harm. Now, you know, Prosper is an older man, so he ain't gonna say rape and pillage. He letting her know in a real nice way. They came there for you, darling. And your daddy fought that man. Beat him half to death. And would have killed him if Ralph Angel as a baby hadn't woke up crying and your mama began singing. It was the sound of your mother's beautiful, crystal clear, anointed voice that stopped your father from killing that man. Turned his heart. And Nova said, Mama's voice was crystal clear, clear as a baby. Did you hear what he said, Nova? Did you hear what he said, Nova? Did you hear that man say that had it not been for the sound of your mother's voice, your father would have killed that man to save you? Anything, Nova? Some tears, some emotions. But I saw him. I know I saw him buried. What you saw him buried was the pain and the past. He actually took the man to the hospital. Okay? Came back and all of the things, the clothes he had on, the bat he used to beat that man within an inch of his life for coming over there threatening his family. And the pain of knowing, even though he had been trained as a killer, that he didn't want to be that person. He didn't want to see that side of himself. And so he buried it so deep, hoping that he could get over it, that it would not rear its head again. Now we know why Jimmy Dale got the hell on, right? Okay. Nova just sit there. She dumbfounded. She is dumbfounded. We see what she called Calvin. He want to know how she doing. How's the family? They're fine. Not speaking to me, but they're fine. He said, well, you're important too, Nova. I know, but how do you feel? I feel like I've lost my family. I said, uh-oh, here it comes. Here it comes. She says, I feel like I've lost them. They're not speaking to me. I think I've lost them. I've lost my family. They don't even treat me as good as they would treat a stranger. They don't even treat me like a stranger. They treat me like I'm the enemy. I said, Here comes the brokenness. This is what we need, Nova. This is what we need. You want everybody to come to Jesus. You want everybody to face their truth head on. This is your truth. You've run your family off. You've been inconsiderate, my dear. They don't like you. They may yet still love you. They may love you, my dear, but they don't like you. They don't like you at all. Okay? And every time they try to tell you, somebody try to tell you how angry and how upset and how wounded what you did made them feel, what it did to them, you say, well, I mean, if we could just sit down and talk and you can understand that facing this truth, it's like salting the earth after you fracked it. You fracking, the Landry's trying to frack with OWE, and you fracking your family. You've already fracked them. You've already gutted the land and salted it so nothing else may grow. But now you're in a place of brokenness, aren't you, Nova? Huh? Oh, yeah, she broke it down. She broke it down. And with every step in the conversation, she broke a little bit more. She broke a little bit more. I've lost my family. They treat me like I am the enemy. I lost my family. And she broke. Baby, I mean, boo hoo 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 hoo. Now, prior to this, Nova tried to bring it up here and there, and people tried to bring it up here and there. It was never fleshed out. It was never fruitful. She always kept a straight face and seemed like, well, they'll come around. I know they will. Now you get it. Now you feel how palpable the pain that you have caused is. And you went out here and led people to believe your daddy buried some bodies, and come to find out your daddy buried some old clothes, bloody clothes, and a bat. That's what Prosper say happened. That's what happened. Okay? Okay. All right. Yeah, baby. And Calvin was like, well, you want me to come over there? Let me come. Where you at? Let me come over there and see you. She said, I'm home, and kept on breaking down. I said, yeah, take your time, Calvin. Take your time. She need to sit with this. She need to sit with this, all right? Then we see where Calvin comes over. She on the phone looking up Lavoisier. I think that's the name of her mama's first cousin, the one that they was like sisters. Okay. Boy, oh boy, oh boy. This what you doing, Ava? Okay. So now she fine. She looking up Lavoisier. She gonna move on, right? Calvin come in the door. She glad to see him. I'm so glad you came. And he's still trying to lift her up, encourage her. Michael knock on the door. Michael get to the door. He want to bring her key back. And he see the white man there. He's like, what's up? And Calvin's like, hey, how you doing? And Michael's like, yeah, what's up? Well, he recognized that's Calvin. And when Calvin see that Michael is not as welcoming to him as he is to Micah, he excuses himself and go out on the back porch. And Nova say, okay, give it to me. What is it? What's up? You been with him the whole time? No, Michael, you read the book. You read the book. You know that we broke up. He just read the book. This not the what, I mean, he said, you happy being with this man? This white man, and he a cop? She was like, he's not like the cop that jumped on you, Micah. Okay, well, he might not be like the cop that harassed me and got aggressive with me. But I'm sure he's seen cops mistreat. He's not like that. He doesn't abuse black and brown people, but he's seen it done. And he didn't say anything. Have you even asked him? And Nova has to come face it. She has to come face to face with this. Have you even asked him? You think you're gonna pull up and set up tent with Calvin, and you don't have to address these issues, these black and white issues, Nova? Girl, bye. Everybody got to face their truth, but you. Oh, but the truth comes, my dear. It comes for me, and it comes for you. It comes for Charlie. It comes for Vi. It comes for Ra. It comes for Darla. It comes for Blue, and it comes for you. That bitter pill that you was shoved down the throats of your family is now being shoved down your throat, my dear. You too have some hidden things. Later on, we see where she cook a nice meal for Calvin, and he is just going on and on about how tasty her greens are. They just get better and better. And she want to know if he ever abused any black or brown people of color. And he says no. And she says, have you ever witnessed someone else doing and just stood by and watched it? And he says yes. And she wants to pull it apart. And he tells her, I'm ashamed of it. I'm embarrassed. I feel guilty. Part of the reasons why I left the force. He said, but I'm going to be forever making up for my past. I'm going to be forever trying to right those things. I feel ashamed that I looked away. Just like I feel ashamed of the fact that I stayed in a toxic marriage. I let you go. I didn't give you what you needed. See, but I'm trying to be a better person now. And that's all I can do is just try to be better. And she said, there's no way we're going to be able to hide this past. And he said, well, we ain't got to hide it. We don't have to hide it. This is the ugly truth. I was like, Nova, so you want to hide Calvin past? It's just going to keep coming up over and over again. Yeah. That's why people don't want to run around up and down the streets talking about it. Because every time they look up, they don't want to be chewing on the same thing they just threw up. Shit, no, is this a real piece of work? And one of my subbies put in the comments section about how Nova was so quick to apologize to Calvin, and she has yet to have any apology or understanding for her family. You know, and that was a real good point. That's a real good point. Nova's a real piece of work. All right, now let's move along. We see where Ralph Angel and Nisha sitting on the porch talking. They trying to get Ralph Angel together for this hearing that's going to happen, where the board is going to decide whether he gets to keep this program or to disband the program. And Ralph Angel is nervous about having the conversation, so he says he doesn't even know if it's going to make any difference at all. Okay. Nisha said, I hear you, and I understand that. She says, but we have to fight. You have to speak up. Don't lose heart. And they go to kiss, but Darla pull up. Now, Darla done heard on the news that Ralph Angel and Charlie, the Bordelon mill, has been burnt down. There was a fire. And so she hightailed it over there to Ralph Angel. Ralph Angel on the porch with Nisha. Oh, y'all, this scene was a trip, right? Because she ran up, Ralph Angel, are you okay? And now they sitting up on the porch. The porch is a little bit higher, and she's standing there in the yard. And Ralph Angel's like, I'm fine, Darla, thank you for asking. I mean, very southern, very genteel, okay, but very dismissive. Ralph Angel does not look at Darla the same way anymore. This was a very awkward scene. I wanted Darla to have called instead of come over, but she came over and she got served. Like, she was so embarrassed. They were polite to her, they were nice to her, but it was embarrassing nonetheless. So she kept waiting for him to give her some glimmer of the old Ralph Angel. Okay, well, I just wanted to come over and see if you were okay. He said, I appreciate that, Darla, but I'm doing fine. And he says, this is Nisha. He said, this is my friend. She a lawyer, and she also a real good friend of mine. All right. And Nisha says, hi, how are you? It's nice to meet you. And Darla says, likewise. And she still continues to try to talk to Ralph Angel. But when Nisha got done talking to Darla and shaking her hand and whatnot, she put her hand on Ralph. Now, Ralph Angel had his hand around her on the bench. They on the swing on the porch, right? So what Nisha did after she shook Darla's hand and said, "Nice to meet you," then she put her hand on Ralph Angel's muscular area. Okay, she didn't even look at Darla. She just gave him a gentle touch on the arm and kept on working. I said, "Oh, Nisha. Okay, girl, you came to play, huh? Kitty has claws, right? Very, very subtle. Very subtle. But Darla got the message, right? Yeah, this is boo-boo. Like they friends. Like friends, right? I just came to see if you were doing. How is everybody? How is Charlie? Well, you know Charlie, she devastated, but she gonna make it. She gonna hang in there. Well, Nisha said, let me go inside and let you guys talk. And Darla said, don't do that. I didn't mean to interrupt you guys. I let you guys get back to work. I just came to check on your Darla. Check on your Ralph Angel. And Ralph Angel said, thank you. I appreciate that, Darla. And she left in a shambles and a shame. Shambles and a shame, baby. Later on, she called him on the phone. And talking about she has been boo-hoo crying. And they talk about Blue and how amazing Blue is and how wonderful Blue is. And she said, well, if you want me to come over and take him off your hands, give you a break for a minute, I will. And he said, no, that ain't necessary. That ain't necessary. See, Ralph Angel still got physical custody. It's not legal, but he's got physical custody of Blue. He prefers to have Blue with him. Yep. Darla is looking for Ralph Angel to bring her comfort. Okay? But Nisha brings comfort to Ralph Angel. She's not looking to get from Ralph Angel. He says, I am worried. She says, I understand. He says, I'm afraid. She says, I hear you, but don't lose heart. You can get weary, but don't faint. Okay? She adds to the relationship. Darla is looking to receive. She needs support from Ralph Angel. And he can definitely give her support, but only iron can sharpen iron. You can't take a cotton ball, okay, and sharpen iron. You need iron to sharpen iron. Okay, and while I don't agree with the school of thoughts about Darla being a crackhead and a junkie and all of this stuff, I think if we ask people to try to rehabilitate and get sober and get clean, we need to consider not continuously reminding them. Blue's mama. And if she ain't all right, he ain't all right. And we can't have that. Blue is our baby. Okay? And he need his mama. He need his mama to be whole. But at the same time, it ain't Ralph Angel's responsibility to heal and mend Darla. It's Darla's responsibility. It is a part of her sobriety walk for her to continue to try and rebuild herself. Even if she is alone on an island. We all have to keep ourselves afloat. We all have to keep our heads above water. We all have to come out of the darkness and peek at the light in order for us to thrive and to grow. Same thing for Darla. Same thing for Darla. The way Ralph Angel look at her is not the same anymore. It's over, Darla. It's over. Okay? You got to understand that. You got to understand that. And that's just what it is. So that's Darla. Okay, so meanwhile, we see with Vi at the house. And she cooking dinner. She want to bring all the family together. She hear a car outside and boop, boop. Okay, lock the car. She hear somebody at the door. She peeking through a focal wall. Okay, it looks like a wall that, just a real short wall that someone has put up to keep you from being able to peer directly into the kitchen. But it's got a glass window built into it. So it's not a full solid wall. So she's looking through this window pane glass / wall. And she sees Hollywood come in. And baby, when I tell you her face lit up. Her face lit up. And when she walked the rest of that little piece of wall, she walked it real sexy, like that is my man. Yes, honey. Watched him walk up to her, and he ran and hugged her, and she hugged him. Thank you so much, baby, for coming home. And he said, I got here as soon as I could. Is everybody okay? Are you okay? Are you feeling all right? She said, I'm fine, baby. I'm just making dinner to bring the family together. And it's a moment. It's a moment because the whole time she talking to him, she looking at him like she could sop him up with a biscuit. I said, okay, Vi. Okay. I see you about to get your ish together. Okay? Because you was about to run our man off. She looked like she ready to give up some blackberry cobbler. She looked like she ready to mend the fences the old-fashioned way. You know what I'm saying? She happy to see him, baby. And when I tell you she love on him hard. Okay? With the hugs and the kisses. So, Ralph Angel goes before the board. When he gets before the board, it's not great. I mean, Nisha does a good job explaining that it was a setup, and you know they partially halfway concede that, but there is the matter of the fire. Now, don't you take your sugar cane to the mill to that mill? How you gonna pay your people if you can't mill your cane? He said, well, more than 2/3 of the fields were milled anyway. And I don't know why they don't bring up the soy. He had planted soy on the property. I don't know why we can't, but anyway. They tell him, how can you keep this going if you can't pay him? He says, well, no. First of all, he started out by saying, I named this program after my father, and I want y'all to know I would never do anything to dishonor my father's name. So I thought that was a good point, but I don't know. I just felt like Ralph Angel did not get a chance to really speak to the board like he could have, because they just shut it down. He was like, well, no, because we'll find a way. And they was like, no, we're gonna have to think about this thing. We'll get back to you and let you know. So, of course, he's feeling mighty bad about that. He's feeling down about that. He's got to now go back and talk to his people. But before he do, he go by the mill and he find me about Aunt Vi's prize pies. And Donna, okay? And Charlie is there, and the farmers are holding her feet to the fire. Here we go again, Charlie. This the second incident where the mill has been shut down and you ain't been able to mill our cane. What gives? How we gonna pay our people if we can't mill our cane? And she was like, no, we're going to figure this out. They don't want to hear it. Ralph Angel come in and he said, for me, it ain't about the money. It's about keeping my people working. They're going to cancel my program. And Charlie, the look on her face is like, God, dog, this is bad. This is not good. And he tells them, y'all need workers? Anybody need good workers? They said, we can't pay the people we got now. Can't take on nobody new. Later on, when Ralph Angel tell the people that he won't be able to keep all of them because the state paid for a good portion of their salary as a part of their rehabilitation. But if they don't keep the program going, he can't afford to pay them full salary, so he can't keep all of them. And they're disappointed. One guy apologizes to him and tells him he's sorry about the fact that the mill burnt down. He says, but do we have jobs? Are we going to be able to work? Are we going to get paid? One person yelled out, what my wife going to say? Ralph Angel feels bad. He's disheartened. Charlie is disheartened. Hearing the people not side with her. Once again, they not standing strong with her. They not pulling together. They are saying, I've got to take care of me and mine. I got to do what I got to do to take care of me and mine. That's all I can worry about now. All right? She's disheartened because of it. It's a terrible moment. Okay? Then we see where Ralph Angel and Charlie and Micah, Hollywood, and Vi all sit down together. Nisha's there. No Nova. There is no Nova there. And Ain't Vi and Charlie and Ralph Angel and Nisha, they all try to hash out what they can do. Charlie's leading the charge. She's saying, we've got this information. And Nisha's like, well, that's kind of circumstantial. And Ralph Angel's, well, what about this information? That also is circumstantial. You have got to prove that there was a conspiracy to commit this crime. And Charlie's saying, well, what if we can force Jacob? Jacob will tell. And she was like, what about we can get the pastor to talk, and he could get some of the congregants to tell how they were threatened. Ain't nobody finna do that. This is what Ralph Angel say, because of ICE, and they worried about the police. And Charlie starts to spin out, because every solution she's rapid firing off is being squashed. There is definitely an act of collusion here. And she, and Aunt Vi tells her to calm down, take a breath. Your meal just burned down. What we're here to do is come together, to hug each other, to hold each other, and to help heal one another. Okay? We're going to come together as a family and at least allow yourself a moment to grieve and to be healed. So they all hold hands around the table. It's a really beautiful moment. And Hollywood, who's the head of that household, begins the prayer. Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thine kingdom come, thine will be done on earth. They cut off. It's a beautiful moment. Remember, we have not seen the family all together in a minute, right? Still, we missing somebody. We missing Blue at the table. We missing Nova at the table. But let's move forward. Okay, so then we see Vi later on after the dinner, and she's praying. Very simple. Very, very simple. This was a good moment. A simple prayer. Lord, we need you. Protect this family. Charlie, Ralph Angel, Hollywood. Protect them. Watch over them. Help us through this thing. And much as I hate to admit it, I missed that stubborn child too. Talking about Nova. Lord, protect her. I can't stand to be around her right now, but I ask that you protect her too. Protect her heart and her mind and her head. Help her to see how what she did was wrong. Show her how she hurt us all. And protect her, Lord. Amen. I said, boy, see, now that's love. That's love. Because she could still be angry. And she still is, but she could still be spewing anger and no one would judge her for it. She could still live in that place of anger and no one would judge her for it. Okay, but one of the ways she's going to be able to move forward is she has to forgive. Now, she don't have to forget, and clearly she don't have any intentions on being around Nova right now. But still, she don't wish her no harm. She want the Lord to protect her too. It's a beautiful moment. And Aunt Vi has really stepped up as the leader in this family. Okay? It's a good moment. So then we see where Charlie is unsettled. She is restless. Boy, she is restless. She cannot get her mind together to say, she can't sleep, she can't stand, she can't lay down. She decides she's going to go up to the mill and look around. So she gets up and goes to the mill and she's taking pictures. You know, Charlie's proactive. How can we rectify this? How can we make this right? How can we move on for this? You know, how can we? So she's taking pictures. She realizes it's useless. She's going to sweep. And she sweeps and sweeps and she uncovers the Queen Sugar sign. And gets down and dusts that Queen Sugar sign off. And she starts to cry. I mean, boo-hoo. And she hears something. She stands up, dries her face, and she sees it's Sam Landry. She want to know, what the heck are you doing here, Sam Landry? And he tells her, Charlie, you got to know, I would never do anything to hurt you or your family. I was like, where did Sam Landry come from? Because the Sam Landry that we saw in past season had a lot of vitriol. Especially for Charlie. Especially for the Bordelons. Why does he seem somehow weakened? She mentions him and Francis, and he said, I told you not to get involved with Francis. I told you that was going to be a mistake. She said, all of y'all are a mistake. Ooh, that seemed like that wounded him deep. All y'all just alike. Y'all all a piece of work, basically. He said, but I just can't. Just go. Just go. He throws his hands up, walks off. Okay, well, we see what Kiki and Michael, they in the car. They kissing, making out. And when I saw that picture, I thought I had lost you. And he said, I love you too, Kiki. And she was like, well, you know, prom is coming up. He was like, yeah, it is, isn't it? I said, he's so cool, smooth like Maxwell, baby. He was all laid back, talking all deep voice, and he got a 5 o'clock shadow. And Kiki was like, I was thinking about prom. She said, we should probably get ready for prom. I was like, oh, Kiki, you all better now, right? You all better now? Yeah, because she thought he was going to die, right? Michael is not going off to war, Kiki. Okay, calm down. Get your mind right. Well, she want to talk about prom. He said, well, I'll get a tux and a limo. And you can pick out the colors if you want to. I'm cool with that. And she said, no. I'm talking about prom. Okay, like prom. Like prom night. Like the hotel, motel, Holiday Inn. Okay. And he's like, oh, prom. Oh, you talking about prom? And she was like, yeah, I think. He's like, you think you ready? Well, I think I'm ready to talk about it. I was like, ooh, Kiki. Don't end up having no baby in college, girl. Messing with Michael. Michael come from a strong pimp stock, baby. Okay. But here is the piece de resistance and the end of the episode. We see where Romero comes over to see Charlie. This after she done left the meal and talked to Sam Landry, and she get back to the house and she pouring herself a glass of wine, and he come in the door 38 hot. He got a newspaper. It was you? She was like, what? It was you. You're the farm owner that made those workers continue to work in a storm and got them killed. I was like, God, dog, Charlie, I told you should have said something. And that's what it seems like he is most upset about, is the fact that she never told him, even though he mentioned it. And she said, try as I might, I guess I did it. Try as I might, I'm trying to fix it with the meal. And he was like, really? That's all you got to say? You got your meal burned down, I get that. You got things going on with your family, I get that, but these men lost their lives, and that's all you have to say? I was like, wow, he's really, really upset. Which lives were lost? But you've seen that Charlie is a good spirit, so I'm telling you, it was that lie. The lie by omission that he has a problem with. And when she says, yeah, it's me, I did it. I mean, she's spent. She don't have no fight left in her. And he walked out. He walked out and left her standing there. Now, next week episode is going to be really good too. We're going to see where Nova is going to come upon her mama's cousin, aka / sister. But I want to talk about this Sam Landry situation. So what do you guys think? Is Sam Landry Nova's father? What is going on? Because Charlie's mother came down. She admitted her admiration and love for Charlie's father, which is Ernest Bordelon. I mean, Vi had conversation with the woman, like, although I do remember there being some talk about something else going on, you know, with Vi and this woman. But what do you guys think it is? How is it that Sam Landry is possibly kin to Charlie? Who, what, why, when? Please put it down below, because I'm truly confused. Is it that Trudy had a relationship with Sam? No, that doesn't seem right. That doesn't seem right. Is it that the cousin had a relationship with Sam? And Charlie is a product of that relationship? Because remember, the studio producer, the show producer, that when Nova was doing that show, when she found out about her aunt, I mean her mom's cousin, and they showed her what they discovered in the genealogy research, Nova was shook. I mean, she almost didn't even want to touch the paper that the results were on. It was something in there. It has something to do with Charlie and Sam Landry. I don't know what. I can't really wrap my brain around how the pieces all fit together, but this is going to be earth shaking, shattering. Y'all tell me what you think. Please put it down below. What do you guys think about Nova coming to this breaking point, realizing that she's basically fracked her family and torn it all asunder, that relationship? What do you guys think about her coming to this breaking point? Y'all think Nova is truly broken? When after she had that good cry and she was talking to Micah, she kind of still seemed like she was maybe feeling a little bit you know, haughty, and Micah kind of had to break her down a little bit. But you guys tell me what you think. You feel like Nova is finally in this place of remorse and regret, where she can talk genuinely with her family and express her remorse and her regret for what she did? Y'all tell me what you think. Put that down below. And what y'all think about that fight, that argue fight with Francis, baby, and Charlie Bordelon. Wasn't that something else? Huh? Y'all tell me. What about Vi? What about Vi? I hope Vi is ready. I hope she is ready to reclaim her place. I hope she is ready to shake off this fear and this sense of shame, where she can really step herself up again and begin taking charge of her life again, and certainly saving her relationship with Hollywood. Now, I don't know, because I see next week she gonna have to have a talk with him about Jimmy Dale. I'm not ready. I'm not ready. But y'all tell me what y'all think about this episode. Let's talk about it down below. How did you guys feel about this episode? I would love to hear. And until next time, honeybees, mwah, mwah, mwah.